at 10, a Valley man held in a Mexican prison for more than 2 years is finally back home and sharing his story of the simple mistake that says cost him so much. Good evening, I'm Kariba Devine.
And I'm Troy Hayden. Mark's off tonight. It's illegal to cross the border into Mexico with a gun, but not everybody knows that. Mexican authorities arrested a man named Drew Harrison who did it, and he was sent to a Mexican prison. 12 News journalist Jonathan McCall spoke with him about his time behind bars, how he's trying to put his life back together, and boy, this was a big mistake for him, huh, Jonathan?
Yeah, May 2022 is when this all went down. Troy Karibe, good evening. It was only a few weeks ago when Drew Harrison's case actually went to trial, facing up to 12 years in prison for having guns in his car, a judge dismissing the case and the charges against him.
For 2 years,
it's been a roller coaster, I say. Roller coaster of emotions.
Andrew Harrison has had to live with a simple mistake that he says has cost him so much.
At the start, it was from 8 to 12 years I could have received.
In May of 2022, Harrison and his family were headed to Rocky Point for vacation. At a checkpoint, that trip would turn into a nightmare when Mexican authorities found guns inside of his car at a checkpoint.
It was like, first, I've never been to jail, never been to a prison ever in my life. And then now I'm stuck here in Mexico.
The toughest part, he says, watching his 3 sons, the youngest just 6 months at the time, being taken away.
I broke down so many times in there just thinking about that one moment, especially seeing the littlest one carried off in a car seat.
Mexican gun laws are incredibly strict. Carrying guns or ammunition comes with serious prison time. For 2 years, Harrison said that he sat in a maximum security prison cell for 27 hours at a time. It wasn't until earlier this month before his case would finally go to trial.
I didn't know a lot of Spanish, but I know the word free.
The judge, he says, dismissing the case and the charges, now back home for 2 weeks and trying to rebuild his life.
I would say for this experience, it's an eye-opener.
And working to make sure that Americans are aware of the laws of other countries so no one else shares the experience.
Harrison says he is indeed free to travel back to Mexico and would like to continue that trip with his family someday. As for now, he says he's simply trying to work on rebuilding his relationships with his family, especially his 3 sons. As we mentioned, the youngest one at the time, just 6 months old. He's now 2, walking around and making that connection with him. Drew also says that he's in the process of trying to find work as well. Jonathan McCall, 12 News.
Yeah, I bet they are so happy to have him back. All right, thank you so much, Jonathan.